what she has to say about this. Check this out.
Daredevil, the first of many characters to make the jump from Netflix's take on the character, could bring a lot of characters along with him, including Elektra, which might be the case since the rumor of a certain actress already cast in the role, which is why I'm here today, to give a first look into the character and tell you everything I know so far. One of the more mysterious yet interesting characters that the Netflix Marvel TV shows brought to the live action is Elektra Natchios, or Elektra for short. It's not a real name, but rather an adoptive one. Rumor has it that along with Daredevil's jump to the MCU through the events of the third Tom Holland Spider-Man movie, Matt Murdock will likely introduce the second iteration of the live-action character, with her also making the jump to the MCU as soon as MCU's Daredevil Born Again series, which is set to bring many characters to the MCU, but more on that a little bit later. Before I move forward with MCU's Elektra and all the stigma behind the character, first let's take a short trip down memory lane and maybe get to know a thing or two about the character. And without further ado, let's dive right in. Born on a Greek island, Elektra Natchios, at an early age, she loses her mother after she's gunned down on vacation, with Elektra growing up close to her father as an aftermath. The character's mysteriousness comes from the unknown sources of the visions and voices she becomes plagued by, something that makes her father send her away for psychotherapy, who also insists for Elektra to start training in martial arts. And on 10 years old, she begins her training under the surveillance of Stick, a martial artist who becomes Elektra's teacher and guides her toward becoming a member of the Chase. An ancient organization that was created to oppose the Hand, yet another organization that you might remember from all of the Marvel series that premiered on Netflix a few years ago. Yeah, that criminal organization, with the organization itself probably being the only reason why the Hand has not yet started a war. There was also a different side of Elektra, who also spent a little bit of time with the Hand, an organization that manipulated her after Stick abandoned her for being too angry, and the young woman named Aka was the one to lure her in pretending to care about Elektra's story so far. After realizing this, Elektra moves on from any organization and finds herself in the midst of a huge crime operation happening in New York, which is also the time when she crosses paths with Daredevil, with the two becoming a very capable duo, a story that continues for quite a while. This story was to some extent, with some changes here and there, adapted to Netflix's take on the Daredevil character, with the main difference being the fact that in the live-action series, Elektra was able to choose either to help the Hand in their mission or help Matt Murdock defeat the organization. She chooses the latter option, and that's where she died after her confrontation with Nobu Yoshioka. Elektra's body was taken by the Hand and placed in a stone chamber to get exposed to the Resurrection Elixir, a substance synthesized from the bones of dragons that could bring someone back to life. Elektra was brought back to life, and after her resurrection, it was Alexandra Reed that manipulated and took Elektra under her wing, retraining her to become Black Sky, the next strong leader of the Hand, with him being the one to hit that like button just like you should if you haven't done so already. But no, in all seriousness, for her to be the next leader that will fulfill the prophecy. During her, let's say, second life, she simply became the Hand's personal weapon, a time when she fought the Defenders, a group that consisted of Luke Cage, Daredevil, Jessica Jones, and many other members she's closely connected to that are coming to the MCU. Yet another reason why the rumors are possibly true, and Elektra making her debut in the MCU. Moving on, after realizing what she has done and reawakening her past self through Daredevil, she breaks free and takes over the organization by killing Reed. And the rest is history, but no. There are a whole lot of interesting details regarding the character, and sadly I cannot name them all, but what I'm trying to say is that there is enough time of source material for Marvel Studios to make the character's debut, and us to see her in the live action yet again. But how can the character make the jump to the MCU while taking her history in the previous live action universe that also brought Daredevil to the MCU?
And my name is Elektra Natchios.
Elektra's debut in the live-action was a pretty accurate version of her comic book counterpart. Unfortunately, all of the shows were cancelled after only a few seasons, good enough reason for Marvel to move on with those characters and bring them to the MCU, hence Daredevil's cameo in the previously mentioned Spider-Man No Way Home movie. Elektra was portrayed to perfection by Elodie Young, which is yet another thing that Marvel will have to worry about. Will they bring the actress to return to the role much like Charlie Cox? And I'm saying this because there have been rumors of an actress that has seemingly been already called by Marvel for something. More about this in just a second. Outside of Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio, no other cast members have been confirmed, which means that all the seats are still open, and we could be getting anyone from Netflix's live-action series that you've seen so far, including the one we're all here today, Elektra. Alaqua Cox has also been rumored to be part of the upcoming Daredevil series, but we'll have to wait until her standalone Echo series releases on Disney+, and then the MCU will probably set her up for the Daredevil series, probably through a connection between her and Daredevil, and the latter making a cameo appearance in that series. Joining Alaqua Cox's Echo on the female side of things could very well be Elektra, and there has been one actress that many fans want to see in a role who has supposedly also smashed that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. But no, an actress that was speculated to have already been in talks with Marvel, this speculation has yet to be denied or accepted, which possibly leaves the door open yet. After the rumors made it to the surface and Marvel casting Eiza Gonzalez in the role of Elektra, Matt Murdock's ex-girlfriend, who brings chaos and danger into his life, everything spiraled out of control and eventually got to Eiza's door, who addressed the matter in an interesting way. On her official Twitter account, Eiza wrote a status which read that she's not cast as Elektra, nothing of the sort has appeared, and that right now she has other projects in process. This somewhat makes it clear whether Gonzalez will be the one to be cast in the role, Elodie Young, or a third option entirely. However, these things have happened in the past with Marvel actors denying something in order to not spoil things, with the denial eventually being the truth, so don't take this for granted, or at least not yet. If the character makes her debut in the MCU, despite the soft reboot the MCU tends to make in the adaptation side of things, the origin story is not something the studio can dismiss, along with the resurrection and how the whole thing happened, and why nobody knows about the elixir in the first place. A lot fewer people, superheroes, would be dead now, right? Outside of anything regarding the character on the positive side, I will also take a short look into the negative side of things connected to the character. First and foremost, her origin story and the death I mentioned before are two of the main reasons why her return is not a good choice, something may believe. Whatever the case may be, you should expect a plethora of characters to be part of the series, and if the storyline of the series fits the character, then Marvel Studios will surely bring the character to the MCU, a key detail in Daredevil's story and Matt Murdock's personal life. See you in the next video.
Please subscribe, like this video, great night, like this video, some watching, see you guys, bye.